Because anytime Amaya pops up anywhere, somebody leaves.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the Out of Box podcast. We have myself, Elvira, we have Chloe, and of course, Johnny. And today we're talking about probably the most serious missing persons case to me, which is going to be Poppy from Rainbow High. We take this very, very seriously here.
Mm-hmm.
I've been watching a lot of like lawn crime channels, so right now I'm in that like vibe, but I'm mixing it with my doll world. And yes, Poppy is been missing now for like a month and a half off of shelves. And with the Rainbow World release, I feel like she's almost kind of like just not there. So we were going to go over some fun conspiracy theories, also some serious stuff, going into why we think Poppy is possibly not here right now. But before we jump into those, of course, how are the two of you doing? We always start off with Chloe. How are you doing today, Johnny?
Oh my goodness, I wasn't ready for that. No, but I am doing great. I just got a couple of new dolls, so I'm really excited. And I've been pumping out a lot of content on my YouTube, so excited for that. So I've just been there's been a wave of inspiration coming down upon me. So that's what I've been very busy with, pushing out content. So if you're not following me, make sure to follow to see everything that I've been doing with my day to day.
Oh, I love that. I love that you're getting back into it. See, I would thought this month was going to be like, I'll relax a little and focus more. No. So I'm glad that someone out there though is at least getting into their doll zone right now. Chloe, how are you doing today?
Hi everyone. I've been doing good. I may not look like I'm doing good. I'm doing good, I
Well,
promise. Yeah, I've been also just getting in my zone. I've been making a lot of doll clothes and I've been filming things here and there, getting ready to kind of get those juices, creative juices flowing. Because I also want to get back into filming for YouTube and Reels and TikToks and all of that. But I've just been sewing a lot lately. But that's also really, really
That's
fun.
still very
Yeah.
creative though. I mean, the two of
Mhm.
you sound like you're doing a lot of like creative planning, which I love. And then also I have to give you a shout out, Chloe, because I saw your last TikTok for the Mean Girls
Oh,
soundbite that you did. Literally, I don't know what it was, but I was like, where's the Emmy nomination for
it
this?
was
Like,
good. I have to give full like responsibility and shout out to my sister because she was actually the one who told me, "Oh my god, you look like Regina when she's eating the candy bar and she spits it out." And I was like, "Really? No." And she was like, "Yeah, she was wearing a poofy jacket and everything." She's like, "You have to do the soundbite." And I was like, "No, no, no." And then she was like, "Yeah, we're gonna do it." And then we had just finished watching Mean Girls, the new one that came out, and she was like, "Let's film it." And we filmed it. We took a couple of takes. It was all in one take, but it took a couple of takes to get there. It was so much fun. And I kept rewatching it because I was like, how is it this good? I'm not this good.
it was really good.
Thank you.
you found your calling, so to speak. You're like, this is like, I need to play this role. I need to be in this film. Like if it when it rebooted again in a couple of years, call you. Like
I'm gonna be the mom in a few years. I'm just a cool mom.
I love that. Like, yeah, you did a really, really good job. I was like, oh my gosh, like spot on. Love that.
Thank you. Thank you. I tried.
Now to get into today's topic, and again, Poppy. I mean, I feel like we didn't really, and I'm gonna say something that I was gonna say for the end of the video, but I'm gonna say it a little earlier. I don't know why all of a sudden now everyone's flipping out about Poppy because I hate to say it, last year and the year before and etc. Like I never thought Poppy was such a like favorited doll out of the Rainbow High line. Like I really until she went missing, I don't know. Am I like was I like under the radar on this? Like did I miss it? Am I maybe I'm not a huge Poppy fan overwhelmingly? Like so did the two of you kind of see that too that until she was missing I don't know. Was she anybody's favorite?
Well, like for me, she wasn't my favorite, but she definitely was up there. But I just feel like even Rainbow High as a whole didn't really push Poppy because when you look at the webisodes, she's kind of like a glorified background character. She doesn't really get much
Yeah.
story or I know the only story I kind of see with Poppy is whenever she got like stuck in the ice. And I'm like, and that even then is like this foreshadowing of what's gonna happen to you, girl. Like,
Oh,
you
do
know,
you think that's on
that's
purpose?
I don't know, but I mean, like that was the first time where like I saw memes of like, oh my God, Poppy is like something bad is gonna happen to her. But yeah, for me, it was I don't think they ever really pushed her that much to be like part of the main characters. So for series one, they had Bella and Amaya. They were kind of like pushed into the spotlight, and then Poppy was just kind of there. She's always was just kind of there. She was the girl that brings the music, like, okay, you're here for the entertainment, but
Mhm.
you're DJing in the background. You're never like part of the foreground. So I think for me, people really just didn't get to connect with Poppy unless like she was your favorite doll. So I don't know. It's just something with me that it just didn't resonate to like with a lot of people with for Poppy.
Hmm. I kind of can see that. I feel like with and I have to agree with out of our long extensive set of notes on this episode, that we mentioned earlier that a lot of it, I think this craze over Poppy missing is kind of just because of the whole, like you mentioned, the FOMO or missing out on getting her. Because during the holiday season, I mean, I walked around stores during the holiday season and around Black Friday, and I was waiting until the Rainbow Project Rainbow line went real super clearance. I was like, I'm gonna wait, I'm gonna wait. Poppy was on shelves. It was not like Poppy was like sold out every single time a Poppy doll has been released, but when people were like, "Oh my gosh, I'm never going to get another Poppy doll," was happening during, I guess, the end of December, beginning of January. Like, then all of a sudden, this craze of Poppy just kind of went out of control. So do you think it's a lot of it's that people are just fear that they're missing out on getting a Poppy doll?
Yeah, I actually do think it's something like that. Like I think there's an actual like thing. That's an actual thing. Like a therapist psychological thing where people see something and they have that fear of missing out even though they didn't want it. Now they want it
Mhm.
because they see other people wanting it. So I think that is like an actual thing. I know a couple of people who didn't want Poppy and then now they want Poppy and they're gonna get Poppy. And for me, Poppy has always been one of my favorite characters up there. I think when the first series released, she was the main one I wanted, and I eventually did get her. Little by little, she did trickle down the list because obviously other better ones came along, but she was always one of my favorites from lines, like from the
Mhm.
winter break line. She was one of my favorites. I got her because I really, really wanted her. From this line, the one where everybody's going crazy after her, the fashion line, she was one of my favorites. She was one of the only other ones that I wanted aside from Skylar. And I don't know. I do see that though, that panic in people's eyes when they started noticing she wasn't in shelves as much as the other ones. And as soon as she would pop up on like Target or Amazon or whatever, like in stores, and people were like go crazy, like, oh, I need
Mhm.
to find Poppy, I need to find Poppy. I've also been seeing that a lot in the second hand market where people are buying Poppy and reselling her for like 200, 100, like way
Mhm.
overpriced. So I've also been seeing that. So, but I do think it's the fear of missing out on like a doll, a potential doll that might not be in stores anymore.
I agree. I totally agree. I think a lot of it is why this craze has come about is because people are again fearful for their collection of missing out on not getting another Poppy doll, especially with this relaunch rebooting situation, which is going to go into one of the reasons why I think a lot of this is also happening because of, we're all very familiar with what is going on with the Rainbow World now,
Ooh, wish I
and
wasn't.
Poppy was not in our initial release. But Amaya was there. And
Mhm.
again, I know I've said this 1,000 times. I know that these dolls are meant for kids. I totally get that. So when they do a lot of these test groups and test studies, they, literally put stuff in front of kids. I'm wondering if the kids were like, oh, I really like this, this, and this, and this, and I like this rainbow haired colored character. And maybe orange was at the bottom of the list. And they're like, well, we have to do cuts somewhere. We don't want to launch this relaunching with 30 dolls. Maybe Poppy just didn't make the cut because orange is not a favorited color. I mean, does that sound totally out there? I mean, I feel like that would make sense from a business perspective. What color sells? Orange doesn't sell? Okay, well, we're not going to put her in. She might come later, but not for this initial wave.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense in a business perspective, but like if you're a brand that's rainbow and orange is very much part of the rainbow, so like you're
Mhm.
missing one of the key colors there. So I don't know. I maybe it is that she just doesn't sell as well as the other girls, but leave orange there. It's part of the rainbow. We
I
need
know,
her.
I see that too. It's like I agree, like especially when your whole branding is a rainbow, and rainbow tends to be like, the primary colors and stuff. But do you think that they might release her in like a second wave of the Rainbow World relaunch line?
That's what I was thinking. I was initially thinking maybe this is like testing the waters and they didn't want to put all of like the characters we really, really like in the first wave because they were going to do a second wave potentially. Maybe that's why
Mm-hmm.
also Bella's not a part of it because
Mm-hmm.
if you were to put Amaya and Bella in a room with kids, I would think this is just me loving Pink, but I would think they would gravitate towards Bella because she's
Mm-hmm.
pink. Pink sells, right? So to me, I feel like there might be a second wave. I don't know. I honestly don't see where we're going with this new Rainbow World. Are they just going to release all the old characters in this version with the slime gimmick? Maybe. But that's what I was thinking. I'm like, oh, she might be in the second release, and there might be a Bella in there, and there might be like maybe new characters, maybe some old characters. I'm not sure, but that's what I was thinking originally. But we gotta look into Amaya, because anytime Amaya pops up anywhere, somebody leaves, somebody gets thrown out of school,
Chop.
somebody goes missing. Where was Amaya when Poppy was stuck in that ice? That's what I want to know.
Fuck that tea.
To kind of like piggyback off of what you were saying, Chloe, how they're like, all of a sudden it's like, okay, we have Amaya now in this relaunch line. But let's go back when Amaya first came out, not everybody was a fan of Amaya. Like, I honestly try to think about, I'm like, did anybody, like, when she first came out, was like, yes, love that clown core look. Like, we live for that blue rainbow hair. Like, I don't
Me,
think
I'm raising my hand. Me, I like Clown Amaya. I am one of the few. If Clown
Mm-mm.
Amaya has one fan, it's me.
they made the relaunch Amaya for you. Do you
Oh well, not
approve?
that one. Not that one. The clown one. The one with the blue hair. Not the slime one was not made for me.
Did anyone really like? Because remember how like they had like the salon and stuff for the
Mhm.
first Maya with the long white hair in the rainbow? Because I remember when she first came out, a lot of people didn't like her either because they didn't like the tinsel in her hair. So like,
Mhm.
who is the one that likes Amaya? Like, is it like just MGA going, "We love Amaya. She's gonna be here forever"? Like, I don't get it. I don't get.
Yeah, no, I actually did like the white hair Amaya, the OG one, not this one. Let me clarify. I liked her because she had like really long hair and her whole gimmick was hair play. I didn't like the tinsel, but that didn't bother me because I plucked it out. So that was like whatever. But then they did the series two of Maya, and I was like, ma'am, no, no, no. And then they just kept going with that. But like my thing is, they push Amaya so much. Like they pushed her, and they even made that giant Amaya, and I was like, why? And then they were gonna make a Bella, allegedly. They were gonna make a Bella, and they never did that. I'm like, well, that's actually one that I actually wanted, but okay. It's Amaya. I'm telling you guys, they need to keep an eye on her because she's coming for all them girls. She said, I am the rainbow.
I
We
am
don't
Rainbow
need
High.
she said, I am all the girls. Did you not hear me at the end of the fashion show episode? I'm all the colors. We don't need six
Oh my
girls. Y'all could just
god!
she's
You
benevolent.
know, I wonder if they start maybe like reducing the line and like she's like the head doll and then there's only going to be a handful because I know we all kind of mentioned like, oh, we wonder if there's going to be a second wave to this relaunching, right? Which I would love to see the sales numbers of these dolls.
And
But
why Amaya's at the bottom?
I really wonder how the first wave, like, because it's only been out what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks of the Rainbow World dolls.
Yeah.
Like, I would want to see which of the dolls have sold the best, which colors have been getting the most, um, like just hype on. But then also, I would like to know, like, what were there plans for 2 to 3 other waves after this where they create brand new characters because they're going into this portal now, evidently? Like, I wonder how they're gonna take that. Like, are they going into another portal, but it's like another dimension of themselves? I don't know. I'm thinking way too deep into it.
I mean, are you? Because at this point, anything goes.
Anything,
Anything goes. Because, like,
Mhm.
same. I've also been thinking about, like, why now? Why this? Like, it doesn't make sense. I think you had said a while back that Melissa said that it would have felt more natural if this was the step, like the second step in the evolution of Rainbow High. But this is like the fifth step, and I'm just like, how did we go? That
Let's go
it's
back.
not adding up. Can we go back, subtract, and then add two more, and then can we get to the good stuff? Yeah, I feel like, to go back on what you were saying, I feel like Skylar. I'm seeing a lot of Skylar lovers, and I'm seeing a lot of Sunny lovers, and maybe Ruby. I haven't heard a lot of people talk about Jade, so she's the next one coming out. She's the next one that's gonna make, you know.
I don't know because well, Jade was in that relationship with Bella, so I feel like was Jade just around for Bella? Like I don't.
What's crazy is that, like, Amaya came, she split up Jade and Bella. They were like, I can see potential with these two. No, gotta cut that. So maybe she's gonna come after Sunny or Violet next because they're besties and they're still besties and there's that relationship. And she's gonna, nope, I'm the main character. I gotta cut that out too.
No,
I just
that's
say,
not what
watch it.
Rainbow World is about. Sunshine and friendship. There's no there's no being
It's
mean.
crime. It's crime and suspicion because where is Poppy? Where is Bella? Where is the old Rainbow High? What did Amaya do?
I know. I'm like, I know this sounds so ridiculous, but it's like maybe this is something bigger than what we think. Like we're like, because obviously I'm my like I know online everyone's like, oh my gosh, Poppy's gone, she's discontinued, what's happening, all this. Like, what if this is all like some big test, right? Like from MGA, and they're like, let's not throw Poppy out just now. Let's see if people really want her. So then when they do release a Poppy doll, people are gonna be flying off the shelves. And then they're gonna be like, huh, that's a good idea. Okay. So then they're gonna do that with another character, and then and it sells out. You know, I mean, like it's kind of like one of those things where I was recently watching, like obviously watching the Trisha podcast, like the only other thing I watch, and they were talking about like the Kylie lip kits, how initially when those lip kits first came out, do you think they were really selling out every single time? No, they were releasing they were doing it on purpose. They're releasing a small test number so that people are like, "Oh, I need them. They're selling out. They must be really good. Everybody must really want them." And then they're selling out, and now, it's a major brand. So I wonder if they're doing that in some weird conspiracy way where they're like, "Let's take her off the shelves. People will freak out, and then when we do make a Poppy, she'll be a top seller." Yeah.
She'll be
Honestly,
dull of
I
the
do think
year.
have happened.
I do feel like they're doing something like that. There's something weird
Something.
going on because, like, even if you look at the social media of Rainbow High, they be posting that same video of like the portal, and then the caption is very like, change is difficult, but like once you get used to it, like it's good, like give us a chance. And I'm like, okay, okay, it's very much pointed towards they know what they're doing. They really know
They
what they're doing. So
know.
it is I do feel that vibe from what you're saying.
I just wonder if it sounds like it's like almost like this like sad relationship situation with all the doll collectors, and they're just like, it's okay. Change is good. Like it's like, don't try to
Mhm.
convince me. Like what
Like I've made my
Don't
don't use your
mind.
convince
like
me.
psychology voice on me and go like, change is a part of life. No, it is not.
I'm
I
like,
don't
okay.
accept
I'm
any
like,
conviction.
who wrote that caption and why is it Amaya?
It's Amaya. I'm telling you guys, everything leads back to Amaya. He can hear us. She actually was the one doing all the glitching for Shadow High. There was no glitch with Shadow High. They weren't evil. It was Amaya.
Why did they not have color? Amaya stole their color.
Yeah,
Yep,
see,
she's the
we should,
rainbow.
as the writers, I feel like we would write better storylines for the show than where the show is going. Because I
That's
think I
the
still have
plot
like
twist.
3 episodes left or 2 episodes that I have to catch up on for the Project Runway. Like I haven't even finished it because it's just so hard to get through. So it's like I have
Oh,
2 more of those, but it's like one of those things where I'm like, oh, where else is the show going to go? So they're going to go into these portals, possibly same characters, new characters. Like I don't know. I feel like it's sad, and I really don't want to. I keep thinking about, Johnny, what you were saying for the doll memorial, where it's so sad to see those dolls there, but sometimes I'm like, maybe that's where they're gonna go. Like we're gonna be at a memorial somewhere, and we'll be like, remember the good old days of Rainbow High? Like, and I just don't want that to be this plot line, storyline.
It's the natural progression of dolls. That's how it is. We look back on our favorites from the past, and sure, they can make a reboot or a comeback, but it's not the same. It's never the same.
Yeah.
It's never the same.
G3 Monster High. No, I'm kidding. I don't know.
2015 Bratz.
Not too much. Not too much on the 2015 Bratz.
Although I'm so happy that in the spoiler alert, the new Mean Girls movie, 2015 Chloe makes a little cameo with Dora the Explorer. Dora
the Explorer, iconic.
That was iconic. I did not expect that. As soon as I saw it, I did a double take and I was like, I need to film this. I need to like record this.
Oh, that's awesome. See, okay, so
That was
Bratz are getting their little moment. Not the line that everyone loves, but they're getting a moment in cinema.
A win is a win. A win is a win. No, it was really funny because somebody pointed out that the 2015 Bratz kind of makes sense because off topic. I'm sorry, off topic. Because the Mean Girl characters might have been around the age demographic when they came out to play with those dolls. So it makes sense that they're in the high school set. Yeah, I was like, oh, that makes sense. Sort of. That sort of makes sense.
I like that. Okay. Yeah. So whoever did the set design was like trying to do the math and was like, oh, when would they be playing with these dolls? And when would they picked a doll from that timeline? Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
I like that.
Yeah. So love that.
So like a few years from now. Huh? Wait, I missed it. What?
Random tidbit of the day.
Oh, random tidbit of the day. Yeah, no, honestly, that's one thing I'm thinking. I'm like, oh, I would love to see in movies, like in the next couple of years, they'll have like kids who are a little bit more grown, and they're like, do you remember when we used to play with the dolls Rainbow High? And just have like a Poppy there. Do you remember this doll? You know, yeah.
No, they'll have a Maya.
Honestly, yeah. I can see that. I can see Amaya doing that. I can see her doing that.
They'll have blue-haired Amaya.
And white hair Amaya. It's just gonna pretend it's two different dolls. Yeah. It's just gonna pretend it's two different characters because one has white hair and one has blue hair.
Her split, she's what is it, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type of scenario. Like, see, that would be a plot line. We figure out why her hair changed. She's like, you know, she's got like a chemistry lab, and she's like, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, or something. I don't know, just something crazy. I would.
There's a reason why she was waitlisted. Someone knows something.
But which one's the good one? Which one's the bad one? I want to say the white hair one is the bad one.
Yeah, because
she started with the white hair.
Diving way too far into this.
She started with the white hair.
This is a whole other episode. This is true crime. This is our true crime podcast.
And then she went into the blue hair, and she was in the blue hair for a while, scheming, getting a boyfriend and whatnot. And then now she's back to the white hair.
I mean, we all change our hair in and out of relationships, so I could see her doing that. You know. Next, she'll have bangs. You know, when she gets
rainbow bangs.
Oh, now she's replacing Jet now.
Well, where's Jet? I haven't heard anything about Jet. And isn't she like a super prodigy like designer? Why wasn't she in the little fashion competition?
Why wasn't she a judge? These are questions that don't keep me up at night.
Where's Lily Chang? We never saw her.
There are a lot of characters they've created that are stunning in doll form that just are not in the show or play a big part in the show or like have any. Are they even still alive? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I know, like, where's Kaya? Where's Kaya?
Oh yeah, whatever to her. Like,
Elvira's like, who's Kaya again?
It took me a second. I was like, well, wait, Valentine's, because she has the hoodie with the heart. And it's just like, yeah, just too many. I think they went too hard so fast with all these characters, and they couldn't keep up with the show. They decided to write this weird whatever they're doing now, and it's just, I don't know. It's just a lot. I don't want the line to go completely away. I think all three of us totally agree that we love Rainbow High. We love, of course, Shadow High. We don't want them to just stop existing. I just don't like the way that they're currently existing in the doll market, but maybe they'll evolve to something else before the end of the year. We can always just hope.
We can only hope.
We can hope. I
Mhm.
mean,
I would love to hear everyone's theories on Poppy though in the comments below if you're watching this on YouTube. Definitely like I said, I think it comes down to sales. Everything comes down to sales. I know we like to joke around with all these like different like theories and things and like but when it comes down to it, if something just isn't selling, that's really what the companies care about. So I guess maybe Poppy just wasn't. I don't know. But I know she has been popping up. So anybody who is wanting to get the Project Rainbow Poppy, I've still been checking my targets. They're not coming up on the app near me, but I have seen people finding them. So you don't have to spend $200 on a third-party website. Stick around. They might eventually pop up. So there's hope. There's hope that Poppy will come back.
there's hope.
Maybe. Let's hope. Just a very like quiet, like, yeah, sure.
Maybe.
No.
Make sure to check all of our socials, which are in the link in the description below on YouTube. Thank you for everybody listening to us, and we will definitely be back next week. We're back on our Friday schedules. Yay! Bye, everybody.
Bye.